Hey everyone, my name is Jack. I'm a 23-year-old real estate investor and soon-to-be attorney, and on this channel I cover a variety of topics as they relate to real estate, investing, the markets, and pretty much everything as it has to do with personal finance. So if you like that sort of content, be sure to have a look around the channel, and if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe. Today I want to talk about how I make a couple $100 per week writing blog articles for other businesses. This is a potentially very powerful strategy to make income from home and also produce a new stream of income, especially during these tough economic times. If maybe you've got hours cut at your job, or perhaps you don't even have a job anymore, this is a way to start offsetting some of that lost income by creating new income. It's simply another option for you to create income for yourself so that you can put yourself in a better position financially. So what is this side hustle? Well, it's reaching out to businesses that have websites that probably need some more content, or maybe they're looking to add content to their website, and then you write that content for them. It's a very simple business model that is not difficult to understand. However, there are a few steps that you need to understand before you get started. Because if you're going to make this side hustle work, you really got to understand what's driving it and what kind of value that you can provide to a business that might not be able to focus on this particular need. The first thing you need to do before getting into this blogging side hustle is to pick a niche that you are comfortable writing about. You don't have to be a Pulitzer Prize winning writer to actually be able to write good blog articles. What you do ideally need is some knowledge about the topic. And again, you don't even have to be an expert here. You just have to be comfortable writing about it and also be comfortable looking up things when you don't know them and then cross-referencing those things so that you can ultimately produce a high-quality piece of content. And it doesn't have to be one niche, and even one broader niche can have many sub-niches within it, so it depends on what you want to do there and what you're comfortable writing about. The next step is to actually learn how to write this sort of content for blogs. Since blog writing is very different than writing something like a book, you're going to want to learn best practices for search engine optimization, often called SEO for short. Search engines like Google are changing all the time, so you want to make sure you're up to date with those best practices. Things like headings, length of sections, length of entire articles, checking to see what competition is doing. There's a lot of things you can learn in the SEO space. I'm not going to cover it in detail here, but you generally want to get comfortable with SEO terminology and understand how to use certain SEO tools ideally when you actually get to writing. If you're using a platform like WordPress, you can use a tool called Yoast SEO. It's a free plugin, and it'll tell you and give you pointers on what best practices are in your article, and it'll tell you if you're generally following those best practices. There are a lot of tools out there, but there are also a lot of handy guides out there that you can read up on, and you can learn a lot about SEO pretty quickly just if you pour a few hours into researching and understanding what those best practices exactly are. And like I said, checking out what the competition is doing in a niche that you're comfortable writing in can be a great way to get started. The next part is where you actually start building the business, and that's reaching out to businesses and offering your services to them. I'd recommend starting by reaching out to businesses in your local market and ideally within your own network. Ideally, you can start with some people you know that have small businesses, ideally have websites. Maybe you can help them set up a website too, and offer your content writing services for them. You can also cold call or cold email and reach out to businesses directly from their websites or through some other means of contact. But ideally, it'll be someone that you have some sort of connection with already, and you'd probably be surprised at how many people have websites that they'd like to put content on, but simply don't have the time or the expertise to actually know how to get started with it. Just about every small business owner recognizes that they need to have some sort of online presence, and ideally that comes with a nice, well-written blog with lots of good content that will help to drive some organic traffic to their site. But the problem is they're still running a business at the same time, and they might not have a designated employee to write content, or they're not hiring someone at the moment. But if you can try to fill that need for them, this creates a business opportunity. My personal niche and the businesses that I write content for at the moment are law firms. I'm about to wrap up law school, so I'm pretty familiar with legal terminology and legal research if I ever need to add that into a legal blog. So it makes sense that I would reach out to law firms, ideally in practice areas. For me, real estate is one of those practice areas. Since I know a lot about real estate, I'm going to be practicing real estate law very soon. So it's an area that I'd like to write about. So my ideal client would be a real estate law firm. I can offer real estate law content based on maybe a piece of content that they want written, or I can make suggestions on what good keywords might be to try and rank for. It'll depend exactly on what the law firm wants, and then I can charge accordingly. Maybe I charge an hourly rate, especially if I'm doing a lot of research for them. Maybe I charge a flat fee for the article written if they're providing any resources for me. It kind of depends. You can be flexible. Ultimately, you're calling the shots here since you're probably acting as an independent contractor. This is your business to run. And I know a lot more attorneys, so if I want wanted to expand this business, I could start reaching out to a lot more people. Right now, I don't really want to do that, at least yet, but it's great having that option there, knowing that I can build out this business even more if I wanted to or needed to. That's another great thing about calling the shots, is you can decide how much you want to scale it or how much you don't want to scale it and just want to make it a smaller side project. But if you are serving other businesses, you want to make sure you're putting out a high quality product regardless. So maybe you got this business going, you're bringing in some money every week, writing blog articles for small businesses in your area or maybe outside of your area, but it's in a niche that you like writing about, and even a niche that you might not like writing about, but you're good at writing about it, and that's the most important part. But you've discovered that you really like blog writing and you want to find a way to monetize it in different ways. Well, with the skills that you've now practiced by writing for other businesses, you can start building your own blog and monetizing the traffic from that. You can build a site about a niche that you like writing about, build it up with all sorts of content, and then over time, you would expect to start getting more organic traffic because you're using those skills that you've honed from actually writing blog articles for other businesses. So writing for other businesses can be a great way to make some short-term income, but if you want to build your own site, that could be a great way not to make short-term income most likely, but to make some more long-term income if you have time to spare. Because if you have a site with a lot of traffic and a lot of high-quality information and consistent traffic at that, you can really monetize it in quite a few ways. The main 3 ways to do it are: 1, through display ads. So the more traffic you get, the more people are seeing ads, and then you get paid for that traffic. Another way is through affiliate links, where the content that you write actually links people to other sites, and then those other sites will pay you if the person makes a sale on that site. And then the third way is to actually sell directly to the person who's on your site. Maybe you have some merch or you have some sort of product that you're selling on your website, and the blog or whatever all your content is a way to drive traffic to whatever your sales funnel is. And there's really not a limit to the amount of traffic you can get there. That's why you see bloggers are sometimes making well over 6 figures if they have a successful blog and a successful website with an optimized strategy for monetizing it. And there's no limitation on you having to do this yourself. You can hire out writers if you want to scale this at an even faster rate, and that goes for your small business side hustle as well. If you want to write for more small businesses but don't necessarily have the time to do it yourself, or you really want to blow up the business, then you can actually hire people on things like Fiverr, or hiring writers directly to work under you and write articles that you would then edit or somehow change and then make sure it's good for a final product to then send to the business or add to your personal website. So there's a lot of potential here for building a pretty substantial business. And of course, there's no requirement that you do that. It's only a potential option if you want to really, really scale up very quickly. And like I said, you don't have to start your own blog. If you just want to write for other businesses to make some quick cash on the side, it is a great way to do that. So that's how I make money, writing blog articles for small businesses. It's a great little side hustle that you can get going pretty quickly as long as you are an okay writer and understand the fundamentals of writing high quality blogs that are search engine optimized. That is a very valuable skill in this environment. In pretty much any industry, every industry is going to have some sort of online content. And if you can know how to make high quality online content, that is a skill that a lot of businesses are going to want. But simply put, a lot of businesses don't have the time to do it themselves, or they simply don't know where to get started. But anyways, that's all I've got for today. If you like this video, please like it since it helps the channel out a lot. And if you like this sort of content about side hustles, real estate, investing, pretty much everything as it has to do with personal finance, be sure to subscribe since I put out new videos every single week and wouldn't want you guys to miss out. And another side hustle you can start right now is by going down to the description below and clicking on my affiliate links to Webull and Robinhood. If you open up accounts there, you'll get some free stocks. I'll get some free stocks too, so it is a win-win. Go ahead and do that while the money is there, since there's no guarantee that that will last. But until next time, take care.